Hello, LEGO lovers. This is Al, and this is a Bricks and Pieces haul. I don't know if they're still called that, but this is what that is. And I think this is actually my biggest Bricks and Pieces haul. Price-wise at least. I don't know if it is parts-wise. It might be because there's a lot of parts here. And I also want to mention that after this video, I'm going to record a separate video because I want to kind of play with some of the parts. Not really play with, it's Lego, but just kind of see how we have some different connections and different ideas and things we can play around with. And I just wanted to make it a separate video because I figure this video is going to run a little long, but let's get into it. So first of all, as I said, this is a Bricks and Pieces haul, and this is before the changes to Lego parts and stuff like that. And I wanted to get one in just in case because I had no idea what was going to happen, and there were some things that I really did want before I got the urge to, go out and buy a set just for a part or something. But let's get into what I got here. First of all, maybe the most boring, I got some 1x2 transparent light blue tiles here. I use those for my city, for the water roadways. If you haven't seen my city, check out one of my videos. You can kind of get a gist of what it looks like. I haven't worked on it lately, unfortunately, although I am working on buildings consistently for it. But then we have some other parts here. We have this, which is a newer part. Just nice for kind of doing some detailing and different kind of architecture type stuff. I've also seen it used as like a bust for a character. Put a minifigure head. I don't think you can put a mini doll head on. Maybe there's some finagling. That will get that to work. And I also got these, which I think I wanted in black, but ended up with dark gray because I think I couldn't tell what color it was on the Lego thing site. So hopefully they kind of change that. But I got a few of these. It's just a nice jumper part. Very versatile. Pretty cool. I also got in this a bunch of more boring parts. We got some, as I'll say, is a 1x2x2x4 bracket brick. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but a lot of this stuff down here that's black and purple, that's actually going to be for my Regana's Tower MOC for my city. So just a nice bracket part that's black so that if I use it, this will show the color on that. So it's not like a random gray part or something. And then I got this one, which is a little bit more uncommon. Obviously just the 1x1 kind of look. I got a few of those, pretty nice. I got a few of these jumpers, quite a few actually, because they're not too expensive. Again, I plan on using this for just detail type stuff for Regana's Tower, just to kind of have some other options, I guess. I got a bunch of these because these are fairly cheap. It's basically the gold bar in black, and I figure this could be used as, brick or just different texture and detailing. And with that, I also got this. That could be used as like a windowsill, and again, different texture detailing. I just wanted some more bulk out parts for things like that. Also got this new part, this kind of 1x2 kind of very curved slope. A newer part, I believe this year. They've already got it in quite a few colors, and I found out they had it in black, so I got a few of those. And I think this similar kind of slope is also new last year, I think. Again, use it for some detail architecture and such like that. Also in here, new in dark purple this year, is this kind of again, just kind of detailed architecture type piece. You got a hole in there, you can put a bar if you want, otherwise you got your two studs, and just kind of texture there, and it's the first time in dark purple. Again, for Regana's Tower, I think that'll be a great part. And here we have a very interesting part, and this will be one I'll be playing around in that other video with. But this is basically a 1x1x2 plate. I don't know if you'd consider it a brick or plate, but basically I got two different colors here, and it has, as you can see, a bar hole all the way through, and it is 2 plates high, and you can see it's kind of open there. And very new part, very interesting. I think it's going to have tons of use because you can put a bar all the way through it, and I hope to see this in black. I think that'll be a really good part in grays. But so far, I think we have a couple browns and white, so I got a few of those. Fun part that I'm going to play around with. So getting into more interesting stuff, we'll go back over here. I got multiple colors of these 3-leaf parts because I love my Lego greenery type stuff, even though they're not green. Flowers, etc. You know what I mean. But here we have dark turquoise, or a teal type color, that vibrant coral in that 3-leaf piece, basic yellow in that, and then we have the orangish yellow in that, which would be great for kind of fall colors and stuff like that. And then, of course, my favorite, the magenta kind of pinkish color. Really excited to see those coming out in pinkish colors, always with my colorful. And then I also got this in blue. We've had this in a couple colors so far, not a whole lot. Just want to get more of them because I think it's a fantastic, just kind of alien type floral type piece, or just big flowers. And in white, another cool addition to the color palette for these. This came in one of the Chinese New Year sets, I believe. And back here we have a new fairly interesting part. I got 4 of these. This is from the Space line of City. And it comes in like $150 set or $120 set or something. And I really did not want to buy that much for these parts. Now, they have some other parts in there that are cool. But I wanted to get 4 of these because they do form a perfect dome when you have them kind of together. 4 of them. So you can kind of see here. And they have a bar connection here, and they do have indents, so they can kind of go into studs. So a nice cool part, can see it be used for windshields and, you know, just tons of different cool stuff. First thing I thought is you can actually put a little bit here and it could be like a force field shield. Just tons of cool options with that. So let's go back over here. So we have a couple parts in this little bin that are just kind of weirder parts. So this was in a Super Mario part set, I think is a one of. And it is like a weird pile of bar connection. I believe we got a bar connection here. I believe you can get a bar connection there. I got a random figure here. Let's see. Yeah, kind of. Yep, there you go. And then you can also stick a bar in there, and sit it on a stud. Kind of reminds me of the candelabra. But I got just 2 of these because they were a little bit more expensive. It just seems like a really interesting part I'll be excited to play around with. And then similar to that is this. Now we've had one with 1x2 in the middle, but this is a 1x1, which just makes it smaller. And I think this is going to be great for making your smaller mechs and stuff like that, and just other things that get, you know, a bar on each side closer to each other. Just a really neat part. Again, kind of expensive. I only got 2. Now this is a very new, unique part, and I got it in transparent light blue there too, but this is, I don't know how to describe it. I don't think it's a brick, but I believe it is a brick high, but you can actually insert clips in between here. There is enough room. No bar connection down here besides, you know, like an empty stud, but you can also stick bars in there. So you can get basically, and this is a part I will talk about a little later, you can do that. And it moves. Very useful, very interesting part. Excited to kind of be able to play around with that. But yeah, yep, this is new. I think they have it in gold also, but this is the teal kind of color, and then, like I said, transparent light blue. Moving on over here, we have this, which isn't too fancy, but is the first time we're getting it in dark purple, or that transparent dark purple, and it's just a 2x2 cylindrical round brick. And again, I love my colorful stuff, so I got a couple of those. And then, as I was showing before, we are getting clips in transparent colors, and I think that's going to be great for energy effects. Ice sculptures was what they used it for. You know, just tons of different stuff. I'm sure we're going to see it used a lot, but it's really exciting to see. So we got this translight blue one, and in addition to that, we have a transparent one, which I don't think we've had before. I could be wrong, but this in your transparent color. So just, again, another really cool, interesting, transparent part. And then to add to that, the first time I've seen a transparent jumper in this dark blue. I think that comes in a Minecraft set. Just really exciting to just see different colors, and I love my transparent colors. Speaking of that, there's even more. You see a trend here. So this is from the Monkey Kid line, and I think they have this in 4 different colors. They are, however, fairly expensive, so I only got one. And you can see basically they have a clip connection, and then you have kind of a cloud or a fire effect, you could say, behind them or behind the clip. So just a neat kind of interesting part that I think is pretty cool. Similar to that, we have the previously white cloud part we got a bar connection into kind of the cloud texture in transparent dark purple. Never thought I would see that. I got two of those, again, kind of an expensive part, so I didn't get too many of them, but just some really, really interesting, cool parts. So let's get back to this little tray where we have some smaller parts here. First of all, we'll start in the middle. This is from the Botanical Collection Birds of Paradise set. I only got one just because I wanted to see it, but it's kind of like your fencing thing in dark purple, which I think is a great and interesting color for it. They use it for like the, I don't know what it's called, stamen. I'm not a biologist. I'm not, whatever. It's a part of a plant that they use it for, and basically I wanted one. It's purple, so that's cool. This is basically just kind of like a little gray pyramid, 1x1 kind of tile. I just wanted this because I figure it could be used for detail, or like I might experiment with making like map builds or something and use this as mountains. And it just seems like a really nice texture piece. So I got a pile of them here. They weren't too expensive, usually a plus. Here we have a black snake part, which I think will be great for possibly Regana's door handles for her tower, or just kind of as an interesting detailed texture, because you can see it has a bar connection there. Just got 4 of those. Then I also got this part, which is that tooth part, 1x1 plate into like a tooth, and that's in transparent light blue. I've pretty much seen them using it for car lights on cars and such, and I just think it's kind of cool, and I think it'll have some cool uses. With that, kind of similar but not, we have dark blue satin cones. I believe these came in the Micro Disney Castle. Just kind of a cool look to it, so I really wanted to get that. I think that's just, I don't know, it just looks really cool. It's not as good on camera, but still really nice. And here we just have the pink flame piece. I just think it's cool for magical flame effects, etc. Again, it's pink, so that's awesome. And then we get into some newer and more interesting prints. So this is in the space line, and basically this is 1x1 transparent, and basically I think it's supposed to represent like a petri dish of some organic cellular type matter. It just looks really cool for a silly little print almost. So I got a pile of those. Those weren't too expensive either. And then with that, not as sciencey, we got some basically sprinkle parts. This was in the Candy Kitty bracelet bag take set. So I got a few more of those. I figured those would be great for like cupcake toppings or something or other. And this, I think, came in a CMF, but it must also come in another set. But it's kind of like a medieval coin type print. Just a really cool little print that I wanted to get a couple of them because I just thought it looked neat. And then an interesting part, because I got tons of them. Sorry if this video is going really long, but this is basically a stud to a bar. And usually they use these for the accessory holding, so you could have power blasts and stuff. But I just think as a black part, or, you know, not transparent part, you can get different uses for just different parts and possibly things coming off of people's hands. Just think it's a really cool part to have, and it's a smaller one. Same with that, we have this part, which is kind of an older part that I've seen bring use back. Usually they had it in black and stuff. And basically this is supposed to be something that you can put on a mini doll, or not a mini doll, mini figure. And it's kind of like a neck attachment, but it does work for mini dolls, a little loose. You can finagle with some stuff. But the other thing too is that this is effectively a bracket, because this is a stud opening. It's an interesting bracket with some different dimensions, and this is the first time we're getting it in this teal dark turquoise color, so I'm excited to play around with that too. Speaking of neck attachments, in that same color we have basically the breathing mask. Just kind of a cool thing that I thought would be great for some sci-fi stuff, maybe even use it for texture in places. Just another cool part that I just wanted to have a couple of. So now I feel like we're going to get into the most exciting stuff, at least in my mind. But we'll start back here, because we were talking about neck attachments. We have this other neck attachment. I believe these are in the City Space sets. So again, it kind of has that connection for a minifigure, and we have kind of some texture detail in the front. But on the back, we have 4 studs where you can also stick into the bars. Or stick bars into there, but 4 studs, fairly not like super bulky, but it's going to be bulky just because of what it is. And it's in an interesting blue color, which is a bit different. So I got a couple of those, which I think is cool. And then I got a couple of these more brownish camping type backpacks, you might say, just because I didn't have anything like this really. So I think this will be a cool addition to some mini dolls and different stuff to play around with, or just having packs for stuff. And I got 4 of those because those weren't too expensive. So getting into some more interesting stuff here. This is Doctor Strange's Living Cape. So this is a rubbery piece, so it allows you some versatility, and it just looks really cool. And they have it like floating by itself too, but I did play around with it on a mini doll, and it does for the most part work. I mean, it's loose, but not really that bad in my opinion. So I got one of them because it was kind of expensive and I just wanted to see it. So I'm gonna cry to have it in like pinks and purples. Probably never will happen, and we'll only see it in this red, but I'm happy to have at least one of them. Just something to play around with that can be fun. So there's still more to go. And as you can see, there's a pile of hair pieces and head pieces, etc. So let's get into it. First of all, overall, I just love hair pieces, especially colorful ones. And I wanted to get some from sets that I'm not going to be getting, like this one. I think this is from the Canal Boat. And this is Mia's hair. It's red. You got kind of that really cool long look. And then you have a hat. And one thing that I do like is that you don't have kind of like a mixture around where the hat meets the hair, because sometimes it's just done very poorly in my opinion. And as you can see, they don't really have that inside. They have it, but that doesn't really matter. You won't see that. And then we also have that exact same mold, at least in this coloring, which is the black and magenta. Of course, I like pink, so this was a must-have. And I think I do have one of these on a character, but it would be nice to have some extras. And same with this, we have the kind of knit cap. I think this is Stephanie's hair piece, but just it's another nice hair piece. And I don't know, I love hair pieces. To add to the hair combo, we have the pink hat with ponytail, obviously pink, awesome. And it looks really nice. Like I said, that it doesn't mix into, like if they did, I don't know, inking, or you know what I mean, but it looks really just crisp. It's not mixed together, which is a plus. And these were in the Everyone is Awesome set, so I definitely love pink, obviously, so I got a couple more of those. And also, and I believe this was in the Daily Bugle set, but it's that same hair piece, but in red. So just awesome big hair pieces, love it. Colorful, makes it a little bit more sci-fi, alien fantasy. And this was in a Jurassic World set. I'm not going to try to name it because I'll get it wrong, but it's just kind of a big bun updo in pink, obviously, so I had to have it. And way cheaper than buying the set to get one of. This, I believe, was in Everyone is Awesome too, just that kind of older hair piece, but in green, which is kind of a wild color. Then I got a couple different blue hair pieces. So we have, some people might refer to that as the Karen, or the reverse Karen, but in that nice blue, just cool to have different colors. Then we have this one I think we've had before, or a while back, just kind of that ponytail look in that blue. And then we also have the pigtails in that blue, kind of a shorter hairpiece. Shorter hairpieces I find are better when you're putting like neck armor on figures, so it's nice to have a good selection. And then here we have a slightly kind of darker blue in kind of a very short hairpiece. And getting into some cuter things, we have the turtle that is a recolor of the one that was from one of the CMFs. I don't remember which one, but it just sits on a stud and it looks like a sea turtle, and it's pretty good, crisp. Like I said, they do a good job that it's not mixing the colors together, because I think that looks terrible and is a good sign of seeing cheap stuff that's not Lego. Nice detailing on the shell, just love it. And of course, things to love, adorable kittens. Now, we've had kittens in Friends before, and I'm not a person that's like minifigures are not mini doll and they are not compatible. I am not like this. This is an adorable kitten, and they had 3 colors right when they came out. We have this white one here. We have a dark gray kitten, and they don't have a lot of printing, just the face printing, but they're still super cute and super tiny. I love it. They're so adorable. If I had tons of money, I would have a whole Lego house full of them. Let's not talk about that. But they're adorable, and I'll probably kind of show those off in the other video. But we also have these new splat pieces, which are supposed to go in the flat disc shooter. And I don't know if you could call them splat pieces, but that's literally what they are. So this is the transparent light blue, which represents water, and basically these are gonna be able to sit on a plate as such, or be shot out of those. And another one I got is this green one. Could be slime. I think it'll be great moss kind of detailing for, like bright green moss growing. So I only got a couple of those, and I believe the last part, hopefully I've gotten through everything, is this new kind of rounded slope. I got 4 of them so I can make the full circle. I think this is similar to the like windscreen that's rounded, but you can see that there's 4 of them, and they will perfectly connect all the way around, and they have kind of an indent there. So just an interesting part to play around with to get nice, smooth sloping. And I got 4 of those, obviously, because like I said, I want to make a full circle. I believe I got through all the parts that I got in this order. It is, like I said, my biggest order. I am going to make another video where I kind of play around with some stuff, show some interesting connections. That'll be a shorter one and not like comprehensive, just something kind of little fun on the side I want to do. But that's it for this video, and hopefully we'll be making more videos and get back into the flow of things finally and start pumping out awesome Lego videos. And you let me know what you think, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll check out more of my videos and some of my mocks and stuff. Either way, I appreciate you watching my videos. I know I've been kind of gone for a while. If you've gotten to the end, then clearly you care about what I'm doing, so I appreciate that a lot. But overall, just thanks for watching, and hopefully you check out more of my videos. Thanks again.